exclusive find to us here at QVC. And since 1947, leaders in horticulture here at QVC, Cottage Farms, they've been part of our family for 21 years, have brought us something beautiful, happy, welcoming. It's all about your yard's aura. And this is such a beautiful spray of fragrance. The other thing too is it's a spray of color rather. But this is the 25th anniversary of the Knockout Rose. And these are easy to grow shrub roses. If you think, oh my gosh, I've tried roses before, it's not for me, give these a try. These have double the blooms. These are a huge color payoff, and they can grow up to 3 to 4 feet tall. They're low maintenance. You don't have to deadhead anything. You don't have to prune anything. So think about it. For those of you that maybe have given up on the garden, or for those of you that have gotten to a point where I don't have a yard and I'm probably not gonna have one, you can grow these where you like. The other thing too, if you have large containers, grow them there. We have colors for you, but the beautiful story here is we are raising the vibes this spring. And what I mean by that is, if you are looking around your yard and you're saying, I don't have a green thumb, you guys, I don't do well with planting things on my own. If you pay somebody to come in and do it, I'm talking to all of you. You can grow these and they turn out just as beautiful as the ones on your screen. I don't want you to pass up this opportunity because this is not something for the neighbors to marvel, although they will. This is for you. And when it comes to growing your own flowers such as these, this is about you coming home and getting that warm feeling every single time you see your own property. Or if you're renting too, you can grow these in large containers, which I'll discuss. We have 2 options for you. So if you want the double pink, you get 2 of the double pink and the orange glow. This is called Passion Punch. The pink and the orange, Passion Punch. Just remember the P's. Pink, orange, passion. Now, if you want the big bang, that's the one where you get 2 of the double red and then 1 of the yellow in the back. So if you want the red and the yellow, it's called Big Bang. And you get those beautiful reds and you get the 1 yellow. Your price, if purchased separately, that trio would be $110.94. You're not spending that, but the price goes away at the end of the day. You're spending $49.98. It is 3 easy payments of $16.66. That price, again, goes away at the end of the day. But I want you to know this too. You don't have to worry about what date are they, when do I order a date, what do I pick? They show up when it's time to plant. So please give us a call at 800-395-1601. We would love to talk about your garden. We'd love to talk about what you've ordered from Cottage Farms over the years. Katie DeBow is here, and she is a master gardener. She's a multi-time gardening author as well. It's good to see you, friend.
Good to see you,
It's
too.
been a long, beautiful day for you.
Oh, it has,
my
but
gosh.
I'm still here, and I am ready to share the glow up, as Mary has said, of your yard.
Because you have a very personal tie to the Knockout Rose. Do you mind sharing it with
I
everybody?
would love to. Yeah, this TSV collection for me is not just about knockouts. It's about sharing a little bit of rose history and a little bit of my history, because when I was 16, my mom was asked to help launch the Knockout Rose, and here we are today, 25 years later, and she helped name the rose. She helped bring the rose to market, and today it is the most famous rose in the world, and it really revitalized the rose industry. Here's a picture of her. In fact,
I had no idea your mom was Princess Diana. What?
I know. She's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
She's beautiful. I know. I'm so lucky. And she really paved the way for these, and these roses paved the way. She named them. I don't want to take the credit away from her, but these roses revitalized the rose industry because, as you said, roses had this reputation of being a little fussy, and people thought, oh, I can't grow those. They're too beautiful for me. I have a black thumb. I can't do that. But we're here to tell you that you can. Knockouts changed everything when they were introduced. They now made it possible for you to have a beautiful rose that blooms continuously for 6 months.
Hello.
Yes, and is disease resistant, which means easy for you. No spraying chemicals, no worrying about when to prune. You don't have to prune. We actually talked to a woman from the flower show today. She called in and she said, if I want to prune them, I just take like a big hedge trimmer. I was like, yeah, that's the way to do it, because these are known as the indestructible rose.
Okay.
Which is a name for someone like you. If you're the person that tells me you have a black thumb, these are for you.
Well, these, I was reading too, these are called a double knockout.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So double knockout, you can see in that picture there. The original one from 25 years ago just had single petals, which is one layer of petals around the outside. So maybe they would have 5 petals. I have some of those in my yard. They're beautiful, and they're 25 years old. These roses last decades. Now, the double knockout is like a cousin of those, so still disease resistant, but even better because it has double the petals. So besides the ring around the outside, it's got all those petals in the inside. We'll get to some images in a minute, and you can see just the beauty, because these here are representations of what you will get, the ones we have here on set. The roses that you will get this spring, because yours will get this big.
Wow.
They will this year, because we'll give you Bareroot. And Bareroot is my favorite way to plant roses, because it is the most reliable way for you to get roses in 60 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd love to take a
Let's
look
do
at
it.
that. And
Yeah.
then when we come back, we'll review your color choices again. Now, when we say Bareroot plant,
Yes.
I would love to show everybody what that looks like and then what to do with it when we get it home.
So these are the 3 different ones that you're getting. And actually, we even have like a whole entire, this is what you get.
Oh, that's great.
It is so good, because actually I think a lot of people think, oh, this is kind of small. We're sending you.
We're not just going to stuff this in your mailbox.
No,
Okay.
it's not going to go in a bag, a padded envelope.
No.
We obviously really care about our plants, and so it's important to us that they travel and get to you safely. So they're all individually wrapped in a plastic bag, and they'll all be labeled like double pink or double red, whichever one they are. I want you to make sure that if you're ready to plant them, so we first of all don't send them to you until the right time for you to plant them, which means your last chance of frost has passed. But if you're not ready to plant them yet, keep them in the bag. This will hold the moisture on the roots so they don't dry out before you're ready to plant them.
So good.
So then, once you put your big old box away, Bareroot. It is so much easier. This is a 2-year-old plant. So what we have been doing is these are currently growing dormant in the fields, and they're 2 years old. So when you get yours and plant them by the end of this season, you're gonna have a 3-year-old established plant. 3 years is established. So Bareroot means easier for you, right? If you had this in a pot, it would be a 2-gallon pot.
Yeah.
That'd be a big old hole to dig. I don't want to be doing that kind of work. That's why I love Bareroots. It's smaller. Plus, these are going to get established more quickly in your garden because they need a nice new home. So it's so easy. So when you're planting it though, what I want you to do is cover all the roots. So I don't care if you bury it a little deep.
Okay.
If you bury it a little high, that's not going to be a problem. If you bury it a little low, that will be. So when you're planting it, just don't be afraid to just tuck it nicely in there. And I can show you exactly how that works here.
Let's take a look.
So this is a container that's about 20 inches wide. If you want your knockouts in containers, great, do it. This is a sunny spot on the patio. That's all they would need in a container. I'm gonna dig this hole about, so the roots fit comfortably that I don't have to force them in there. You wanna make that hole nice and wide. Then when you backfill the soil, you're going to want, remember, just to kind of fill up to that line or even a little higher. And then a trick for planting any plant, pat or tamp the soil down to get rid of any air pockets, because excess air can lead to rotting, really wet soil, and then that can lead to rotting roots.
By the way, this is the final presentation, 500 already gone, so please do not wait. It's about to be completely gone, but I love the fact that that took seconds.
Oh, seconds!
To do.
Come on in!
How do you feel about roses, Jane Tracy?
I love roses because in many religions they are very symbolic of the Blessed Mother or Saint Therese, but then I love the language of flowers. So like red roses are passion, and yellow roses, which are my favorite, are friendship, and pink is like renewal. But people think they're hard, and if I'm standing here, that is always the note that it is not hard. If I'm standing here, it's not hard.
Have you seen these up close?
Oh my gosh, I'm going over to sniff them.
They're called double knockouts. So they have double the blooms as a standard rose. And what you're sniffing, the 2 pink and the orange are called
Passion Punch.
Angel, Passion
Peas.
Punch. And remember the peas, and those are most popular in the show. And then the Big Bang is the 2 red and the yellow. Did Rudy have a favorite color rose?
Did Rudy have a favorite
I'm
color
assuming
rose?
it's red, and I don't know
was
why.
gonna say, well, it's red because that's all that he ever gave
Full
my
of
mom.
love.
Yeah. But I've always loved yellow roses, and of course, if Mally's watching, her mom is nearby because every time she sees a yellow rose, she knows her mom is here. So it's so evocative. We have red roses outside our window, and I just love to sit and read with a cup of tea and look outside and see the roses. And they do it on their own. They're not hard.
Will these have a fragrance when we grow
So
them
the
at home?
one, Easy Peasy, is the name of this
Thank you,
yellow
Jane.
rose.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Love you back.
And this one has a light fragrance. The
Okay.
Easy Peasy and the Orange Glow are the newest members of the Knockout family. So
Okay.
the breeder, Will Radler, actually just has not stopped. In fact, Mary, he started breeding the Knockout in 1974. So when we're talking about creating the best, most revolutionary rose,
74? No.
No, we weren't born yet.
Not yet.
You were not
takes-
born yet.
Year later. Year later.
There you go.
I was there.
So this breeding started before Mary was born. This is not the kinds of things that happen overnight. Developing a rose like this took 25 years. And here we are 25 years later, and we're still talking about it.
That's
I think over
amazing.
150 million have been sold in the United States because they are a performer. This is what it will look like in your garden, and you don't have to be a master gardener. You don't have to be a horticulturist.
I mean, what if let's talk water, sun, and
Yes.
food. So if I don't have a lot of shade, is that okay?
So yes, they love the sun.
Okay,
In
great.
fact, they're super drought tolerant. Actually, all roses need at least 4 to 6 hours of sun to really bloom like
Okay.
this double pink.
Okay.
So that's where you're gonna think about where to put them. They also get to be about 4 feet wide. So think about that. And if you grow them in containers, you do that maybe 16 to 20 inch. Maybe they only get 3 feet wide, but that's fine.
Did I have that right? They grow to be about up to 3 to 4 feet tall?
Yes.
Wow.
Tall and wide. This is a perfect example of what you will get. That double red is covered in blooms. And you don't need to do what we call in the garden world deadheading.
Yeah.
Where you're cutting the blooms back in order to get more. These roses will do that on their own.
And think about all the occasions too. I mean, Mother's Day, you could clip some and make a bouquet.
Oh, absolutely.
I got married in my parents' backyard, and we clipped flowers from the backyard. That was my bouquet for my wedding day. And it means more when you grow it yourself. And these are super easy. You can create your own memories with these, but please know, this is our final presentation. This price is completely gone at the end of this show. And I don't want to bring too much thunderous fright to this present, but it's time. So if you've been watching and you've been waiting, the other thing too, if I don't have a yard, could I put these in big containers on my deck or my balcony?
Yes, these can go in a pot in a sunny spot on your patio,
Love
your
that.
balcony. In fact, I love them even just for a small little, you just have like a little concrete pad. You want to add color, but maybe it's not the type of gardening that you do anymore. Maybe you're not able to get out there and water. This summer in Pennsylvania, we had a major drought. And I was even
big
watering
time.
some of my 100-year-old trees. I was not watering my knockouts because I did not worry about them because they are known as the indestructible plant.
And so, did you
they'll
see
take
that close-up shot of a couple of the flowers that we have as representations on the set? This is why people have painted roses for centuries.
yes.
This is what, look, that could be AI on the screen. I mean, there is something so romantic, so beautiful about a rose. The petals are velvety and the colors are just ombre'd naturally. And so when you see them and they evoke certain feelings for you, that's exactly what roses are for. It's not about, oh, what a lovely accessory you have there. But I think about, when you get home from work or you get home from vacation and you pull up to your apartment or your townhome or your home and you look and you go, I can't believe that's our house. I cannot believe we get to live there. It looks like the Floriada.
Right.
It looks like we landed in Kuchenhof.
Well, you and I both love Ireland, and there is a famous garden, because we are countdown to St. Patrick's Day, guys.
Oh, I
So
can't
we're
wait.
gonna start at midnight, so you know what that means. But the Rose of Tralee is a famous love song and also a
Yes.
famous big festival that happens every year that we celebrate too. But there's a garden in Ireland that blooms with every single color of rose you can imagine. And I was standing off stage and I said, what is this reminding me of? And I'm like, Tralee in August.
Yes.
Like, come on.
And the wild Irish rose and the yellow rose of Texas. And I mean, just, there That's why so many songs and paintings are centered around roses.
And they really truly are the most famous plant. They're America's favorite flower, roses.
Yes.
And they are so many symbols. I know Jane loves the symbols of flowers. And I just love the idea as you've painted